Welcome to the Wealth Transfer with TC. Today, I'm going to talk about certain points concerning the cryptocurrency market and discuss about staying on target and being patient. There's a lot of things that I'm seeing in the cryptocurrency community and the wealth transfer community that I want to discuss. I also want to talk about trying to find money that you can put into cryptocurrency or any other investment. There are new investments that will be coming, and there are current investments that are out now that have been prophetically spoken that people are trying to scramble and find funds for. So I'm going to share a couple things that might be able to help you locate some of those funds. And I'm also going to touch on Clement's prophecy dealing with Firepointe, so you want to stay and listen to the end. Now, first, before I get started, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just sharing information, giving you my thoughts and my opinions on that information. If you guys like these videos that I make, the support links are down below in the description and also the comment section. Now, the first thing is, we saw Bitcoin go up to 104,000. And since then, people have been taking profit, bots have been taking profit, and currently we're seeing a dip in the markets. And one thing I want to make clear, and maybe a lot of people don't understand, is that a lot of the movement in the markets are due to bots. Bots programmed to trade, to buy on the low and sell on the high. And they're all moving in unison with each other, and also swing traders, human swing traders, and looking at the same charts as all the other swing traders across the globe. And so when we saw Bitcoin go over 100,000, there was a lot of hype, there was a lot of emotion, and a lot of people were trying to pour in money into different cryptocurrencies that were moving. We saw XRP go up to $2.70, and there was a lot of FOMO going into XRP, but there was a lot of swing traders that were telling you that there was going to be a pullback with XRP. And we're seeing it now. It's at $2.27. So it's almost, a 43-cent difference between what it was just a few days ago. And a lot of people were, a lot of people now are down because they were buying in on the FOMO and the hype at that time. And all of these different cryptocurrencies, they're all making their own individual runs. And I've shared that with you guys. All right, so there's a lot of coins that you're holding on to that haven't exploded, 100, 200%. You're seeing other coins explode. XRP went from 63 cents to $2.70. A lot of us got in, what was that, 33 cents or even cheaper than that. And across the board, I saw a lot of people, when it was at $2.70, I saw a lot of people saying that they were going to sell their XRP. And so I want people to stay on target.
Oh, good, I can't maneuver.
Stay on target.
We're too close.
Stay on target.
And to be patient. And I have to be really careful about what I say here. But I don't want people to make major changes to your portfolio. Some of these coins you guys have been waiting on for a long time. Part of the reason why with certain coins you don't want to sell is because, some of you have been holding on for a year, 2 years, maybe even 3 years. And you have to think about the taxes too as well. Let's say 6 months from now, you're making that exchange of some coins that you've had on for 2 or 3 years. Guess what? That capital gains tax is a lot different. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with taxes and Trump and all that stuff. There's a lot of speculation he's going to get rid of taxes and all this stuff. But I'm just sharing with you from that perspective. Like I said, all coins are going to have their run. There have been prophecies out there where people were seeing one coin shoot off one at a time. So eventually the coin that you're holding on to is going to take off. But there are some people that are like, hey, I want to invest in this Clement thing. Hey, I want to invest, in Mog coin, in Elon coin, or whichever coin or investment. And you're like, hey, I don't have any funds. Okay, well, as I've shared before, people need to evaluate their portfolio from time to time. And I remember a while back, I saw someone had shared in a wealth transfer group that they had over $2,000 in low buy limit orders just for Bitcoin on one exchange. Now, do you think that's excessive? I think that is. It's very excessive, especially just for one coin, one cryptocurrency. It's not spread out. I could see if it was spread out, but that's still excessive because you don't need that much depending on how you're placing your orders. And so some people might have some excessive low buy limit orders. Again, I have to be careful. I don't want you guys to make major changes. If God told you to do things a certain way, or you're comfortable with the way you have done things, you need to look at to see if you have excessive amounts of low buy limit orders. Now, going into that, as far as coins, I just want to give an example, right? Because there's many examples that I could give, but they're coins that aren't moving anywhere. And they're not posting on Twitter anymore, just like BNB Lion, right? Everybody remember that? It was supposed to be a prophetic coin, right? Everybody was prophesying about it, right? Different people. I don't think anybody that I was following actually prophesied about that coin. I think it was just a whole bunch of other people. But if you're still holding on to this coin, then you need to get rid of it. I mean, I had somebody tell me that they believed God was going to have somebody pour $1 billion into it. And I'm like, why would God do that when the developers are no longer working on the project? They took the money and ran, basically. And you're expecting God to put money into that? He's going to have some rich guy put money into that? I don't think so. And I remember back in the day when I was like getting into meme coins, and after getting burned a couple times, in one major time, I said, you know what, if I'm going to invest in a coin that has 18 or 14 or 10 or 8, if you do the math and you only put $100 into these coins, it's still going to bring a lot of wealth. It's just like BNB Tiger. I believe still right now that it's prophetic, but at the same time, do you really need $500 or $1,000 into that coin when you could have put that money into other coins? Now you can see XRP is really dropping, $2.11, man. That is falling fast. And I think this is where you're seeing with XRP right now, you know, there was so much FOMO, and so the buying pressure is just not there anymore, right? There's so much FOMO. Everybody was putting in at 270, 260. But going back to BNB Tiger, if you pull out a crypto calculator and you put in, if you bought $100 worth today and it dropped 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 zeros, how much money is that going to be, right? So you have to be realistic with some of these things. Now, I do believe that if, say, CZ decides to tweet about it or talk about investing in it or talking about helping it out, I believe it could drop that many zeros, but still, I mean, $100 is still going to bring you in a lot of money. I just don't know if it's going to drop so many zeros that fast. Again, I don't want people to make any major changes to their portfolio. Especially if you're part of the groups, you can always ask in the Telegram, hey, should I really hold on to this coin because it's not moving anywhere? And there's a lot of prophetic coins that I didn't talk about, that I didn't get in, that I see that are stagnated, that people can get out of. And they're not like, their Twitter's not really posting very much, and the communities are dying, and it's slowly bleeding in price. Okay, now the next thing is, especially if you live here in the United States, people need to check their state treasury to see if they have lost or unclaimed funds. What I have before me is a national search, missingmoney.com. Now, they are used by a handful of state treasuries that you actually have to make your claim for, but you can do a search. You can do a business search as well if you have a business. And you can search the states that you are in also too as well individually. Now, I've been helping people for some time and recently helped people find additional money. All they have to do is make their claim, and then whenever it comes in, you know, they can apply it to crypto or whatever what they want to put it in. But I do know that people are looking for money to invest or to replace money that they have invested in. And each state is different, so it could be anywhere from a few weeks to a few months before you actually get a check. Now, what I have done is I have listed every single state treasury website link to search for lost or unclaimed funds. Now, this money comes from all types of sources. You could have overpaid on a power bill. You could have been owed money from a stock liquidation. You could be owed money from a death benefit. I mean, there are so many things because the laws in this country have changed. Here in the state of Illinois, if you have a bank account and you have not made any transactions on that account in 1 year, on the first of that following year, that money gets sent to the state, and then you have to go to the state to claim that. This actually happens really frequently. And you can also search if you've had loved ones that have passed away that you are heir to their estate. So say, for instance, you have parents that they passed away. Maybe your mom had something in her name of a bank account, or maybe there was an extra life insurance policy you didn't know about. And also, too, sometimes it takes years for these things to show up. I had somebody that I know that they had an aunt that had a death benefit, and it was 6 years later, and it almost ended up going to the New York State Treasury, right? But if they had not caught it, then what would have happened was it would have showed up in the state treasury in the year 2025, probably in February or March after it's been processed. Especially if you've lived in different states, you can click on each one of the states to see, if you have any lost money there. And if you have a really common name, it can be more difficult. So you have to search, you have to look at addresses and so on too as well. I've known people, they've told me that to make sure they called and had their social security number ran when they called the state treasury department. Maybe not all of them will do that, but you just want to say, I want to make sure that I don't have anything in that state. And so missingmoney.com, you can do that and search nationally. And then you can also go to the individual state treasury websites. And all you have to do is just type in the information. If you're claiming a property, you want to search. And then you put in your name, and then you start from there. Sometimes I would do a search last name only, and then I'll do a search by first name too as well, first and last name together. If you're married and you have a maiden name, then you want to also look under your maiden name too as well. So say, for instance, you had two parents that divorced. After the divorce, one of them passed away. The one that passed away, if you are heir to their property, the ex-husband is not, right? So you would have access to those funds. Now, the final thing is the Clement Firepointe Prophecy. A major part of that prophecy has been fulfilled, and you can invest into Firepointe. Now, I have a video that hasn't came out yet, and it goes over some of those prophecies that he made about this. Firepoint Energy, Clement's prophecy, it's been fulfilled and going to continue to fulfill, because there are other prophecies about discoveries and how this company is going to be a powerful company and so on. And it's opened up for private investment. Now, it actually opened up private investment at the end of November, but at first it was only $250,000. That filled up pretty quickly. Now they've reopened it back up for the first $500,000. The first $500K of investments will be in a safe with a $45 million valuation cap. If you do invest, the minimum is $100. There is a fee anywhere from $10 to $30 on top of that $100. And the terms of the early bird, we'll know more of that once you place your funds in there. It's going to hold it in your bank account. And then when Firepoint files their Form C with the SEC, then we'll know more of the details of that. But I believe that when you watch this video, and actually I'll put the link in the video in the description for those of you who are paying attention, and in the comment section, because I want everybody that pays attention, that is subscribed to this channel, for those of us who have been waiting, to have the opportunity to get in. So eventually that video I'll make public, but I want people to be able to get in who are paying attention first and have the opportunity to get into this. We've been waiting for this for years, folks. I mean, the first Firepoint actual prophecy came in 2010, and it's actually connected to the big E, because Kim Clement said the E in Firepoint is actually the big E, right? And you'll see that in that video. But you do have the opportunity to invest in this. This is absolutely mind-blowing that another Kim Clement prophecy is being fulfilled. And this is for the body of Christ. This is why I say, when you're trying to find funds, and these investments are coming up, they're popping up, and we need to be able to save for these investments. So you have to keep in mind, you have to be careful of, which investments you're getting into. So I'm pretty excited about this. So the links to what I've just said will be down below in the description and in the comment section. All right, folks, so stay on target and be patient, folks. The summer is going to be glorious. And I will say this, because I do believe that when Trump is president, you're going to see the markets take off, because then now they are safe and secure from the claws and the hands of this administration. Anyways, folks, that is all that I have for this today. I thank you guys for listening. God bless. TC out.